Sean C6 here. So just an overview of what I am using on my Tempest Monk on 2.1.2 since it is now live. It's basically what I was using in the PTR, if you had a look at that. So the idea is Tempest Rush Flurry. The damage of the explosion increases by 150% weapon damage as gold while channeling. So that actually stacks up to 100 times, so that's 15,000% damage. And then Sun Wuko's is 500% damage times that, so it's 75,000% damage. So you can get probably 15 billion crits if you wanted to use a two-hander, but we'll go into that after. Mantra, you can pretty much use anything you want. I just use overall for a little more damage. I find my survivability is decent. Epiphany Insight, that's your main spirit regeneration. So when that's up, 45 spirit per second. So obviously that's a lot of spirit. Breath of Heaven, Circle of Life, I find that to be my main healing. You get a little bit of health glow bonus and you're healing for over 200,000 per press of the button, so it's really good. Serenity Ascension, you can run right in the middle of a pack of mobs and let go of the Tempest Rush while Serenity's up, so it's really handy to have. And then Blinding Flash, Faith in the Light. So basically 29% damage buff. You want to activate this before you let go of the Tempest Rush so that it'll do the extra 29%, which when you're doing billions of damage is a huge amount. Beacon of Yatar, you want as much cooldown as you can get with this build. I find 65%-ish is ideal. You could probably run it with 60 if you really wanted to. It'd be kind of dodgy. Harmony, it's a huge amount of toughness if you have some secondary res on your gear. Momentum, since you're always in Tempest Rush, that's 20% pure damage right there. And Exalted Soul, 4 spirit regen just helps, and then increasing maximum spirit by 50. Well, Epiphany is off, because unless you have massive cooldown, it's not going to be up 100% of the time. So while it's off, you need enough spirit to maintain. So if I'm going to activate everything just for the sake of it. See, my spirit goes up more than I use, but when Epiphany is off here in a second, you'll see that my spirit will be going down. I'm not gaining anything other than the 4 per second, but I have enough spirit in my globe because of that by the time it's gone, I have Epiphany up again. So if you look on the bottom here, that number that's going up faster, not the Taiguk, but the one there that looks like a broken stick, that's actually your stacks of Tempest Rush. So as soon as you let go of Tempest Rush or stop channeling, that's what you're gonna hit the mobs with. So you'll see a little kind of a frost nova come out of you, and that's what does the huge damage. Boom, that. So gear that I have, obviously you need Sun Wuko's. So Sun Wuko's gloves, I went cooldown reduction. Those are pretty ideal. Here you want cooldown reduction again. I'm using the helmet at the moment with Tempest Rush. I find I have enough toughness as it is. So 12.4 million with Tempest Rush damage, no Vita on the helmet. You could use Sun Wuko's amulet if you had a good one. I don't have a terrific one, so I'm just using squirts for now with the helmet. You could go Sun Wuko's amulet with the Leoric's crown for more cooldown reduction, but it's up to you. So I'm using a Boren's sword with Boren's armor. It gives you an extra 10% cooldown reduction. The sword has 10% cooldown reduction, and I crafted an ancient one already in 2.1.2. I'm just using Reaper's Wrath for now. It doesn't really matter what you're using here. I'll probably go for one of the, I don't know, maybe the 5-stat ones, or just roll an Ancient Reapers or something, we'll see. Using Unity, I was running some greater rifts, so you can use Unity, SOJ. You want cold damage if you can get it on there, so for an SOJ anyways. Opposite that, obviously Ring of Grandeur. You need it for Sunwukos, you need it for Borns, you need it for Crimsons, which I haven't got to yet. But so ideally, crit chance, crit damage is a really good Ring of Grandeur. If you were borderline running out of Spirit, you want a 5% one. The more attack speed you have, the faster Tempest uses your Spirit, but the faster it actually stacks them up. So it's kind of a win-lose situation. As long as you can maintain the Spirit, you want it to be as fast as it can be. So next we have Captain Crimson's Belt and Boots. So that's another 10% cooldown reduction. You could use a Vigilante Belt, 8% as long as you can maintain everything, and then you could use whatever boots you wanted. And Hexing Pants and Mr. Yan are amazing. You pretty much need these for this build. So when you're moving, it's 25% more damage and 25% less resources used. So you can see with that and Momentum on, my damage goes from whatever it was, 800,000, 887 standing still to 750 or 1.7 million. So that's from Hexing Pants. And using less resources. If you find that you're running out of resources, make sure you're running before you activate Tempest. If you activate Tempest while standing, it actually uses more resources. It does the opposite. So not good. In my offhand, I'm using a UTARS because I crafted an ancient one right off the bat. You can use a Sunkeeper. It's a little bit slower. You'll use less spirit, but it'll stack less. But if you had a really good one, I'd probably use a Sunkeeper over a UTARS, but hard to say. So I can give you a quick example of how good this can be. We'll try and find a quick elite pack here and I'll show you what it can do. So I'm just on T6. I know it's nothing special at this point. On the PTR, I did 40 Greater Rift with it. On live, so far I've done 38, but I just started playing actually, so I'll get up there. I think I'm ranked 274 right now on live, so not too bad for Monk. If I can find an elite here. And even for the trash mobs that I have found so far, they get pretty destroyed by even the Sunwukos and the Tempest, so it's pretty crazy viable for T6 and for normal Greater Rifts. I wouldn't say it's the best build for a Monk, but definitely viable. I find it a lot more fun than the other builds like the Bell build or whatever. So boom, one hit the elite, T6. Actually, also, if you wanted to check out my other videos, you can go see this build on the PTR doing T6 Rift in, I think I did 4 minutes. So it's only stacked to 20, 30 right now, and it still one hits it. So it's complete overkill for everything. You can just stack it up to like 5 for trash mobs and like 20 for elites on T6. Boom, one hit. Just wrecks everything. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Comments, concerns, ideas. I'm always up for ideas. I would love to get this up to, I don't know, maybe 45 Greater Rift, ideally. I'm guessing right now I could probably do 41, 42. But thanks for watching and have a good one.